Hey guys, this is Lolp here, and I decided to bring you another video. This one's going to be about DVZ, and it's going to focus on a build that's a 16 Marine drop, and it's going to come with stim, combat shields, and 1-1 upgrades. Now, the whole idea behind this build is to be able to apply pressure to the Zerg that's being too greedy without being risky. Too many times I see players try to punish this greedy Zerg, but in the wrong way. For example, they'll do an all-in and it will fail because the Zerg wasn't greedy, and then they lose. Or they move out with 8 to 16 Marines at a random point in the game, hoping to force the Zerg to make units. Well, what if he's already made units and he crushes that army? Then you're way behind. Or what if you put on that fake pressure but he doesn't fall for it and he just keeps building drones? Then you're still behind. So the idea behind this build is to be able to safely put on pressure to a greedy Zerg, but if he wasn't greedy, you'll still be in a fine position and you won't be greatly behind or anything like that. So as you can see here, I went to 13 racks and a 15 orbital, and something I would like to note is I highly suggest walling off of the barracks. I've played this guy before and I know he's super passive, so I felt fine getting the barracks here. Normally I'd want the barracks here and then my command center here. As you see, I'm planning on getting a command center on 17. That's extremely annoying when they do that. And there my command center goes up. And as you can see, he's going a standard build as well. And he's probably going to get a 16 or 17 pool. And there it goes up. Another thing to note is in this video I'm going to do 2 medevacs immediately, but something you can do is get a Viking first, clear out the overlords on the path to his base, and then do the medevac drop. That way it will be way more of a surprise, and one of the reasons I didn't do it this game is just because it's such close air positions, he's not going to have much time to prepare anyways once he sees the medevacs. So at 22 food, you want to throw up 2 barracks, and immediately after you want to throw up 2 refineries. I play pretty sloppy this game, and I don't do things at the right timings, and my macro's poor, but it will give you a good idea of the build. Another thing I do here that I don't suggest if it's a ladder game and you haven't played them before is moving out with Marines like this and bringing your command center over. I highly suggest getting a few more Marines and building your 2 bunkers here while moving out the command center. Now as soon as you have the gas, add 2 tech labs here, and there they go down. And as you see, I played this guy in the past and I know he's passive, so I feel safe moving this command center out really early and then building the 2 bunkers. Normally you'd want to get 2 bunkers and then move the command center out. So as you see here, I have my 3 racks up, and as soon as I have 300 gas, I'm going to get stim, combat shields, and a factory. Normally I'd want to get combat shields, stim, and once I have the gas, a factory, but once again I played poorly this game and I get things a little bit too late. So as you see here, I have the bunkers up, and he's just playing greedy. Now I think he almost thinks I'm going Hellions, because he has 3 spine crawlers, 2 queens, and an evolution chamber placed defensively. So in my head, I think he thinks I'm going Hellions. So as you see here, I'm getting stim, combat shields, and a factory, and I'm going to want to throw down 2 engineering bays right away. And they should go up here. And there they go. And as you see, he's playing greedy. He's building very few units, and I believe he plans on taking a 3rd pretty soon here. So you see, I got my 3rd gas with 2 on it, and that's pretty important. You're going to want to play standard as soon as you do this drop, so you want all the gas you can for your siege tanks and upgrades, of course. So as you see, as soon as the engineering base, you're going to want to get +1/+1. And as soon as your factory finishes, you're going to want to get a reactor and a starport. So there my reactor and starport goes. And from here on out, you're just going to want to pump SCVs and Marines. constant SCV production, and constant marine production. As you can see here, he's sending out his drone to take his third. And he still has very few units, 2 Zerglings, and still pumping drones. Typical greedy Zerg play. Now, once this factory finishes, you're going to want to switch the starport and put it on the reactor. Get 2 medevacs immediately, or 1 Viking, and then your 2 medevacs. If you're going for a little bit less economic and more of a surprise attack. And get a tech lab on your factory. So one thing to note about these bunkers is they're very important to protect from counterattacks when you move out with your Marines. You don't want to move out with your Marines and then he runs up with 30 lings and kills off your natural. That's terrible. So once you move out with your Marines, just make sure to have these 2 bunkers full. I also suggest hockeying them, which I don't do here. That way if you see them running up, you can press the hockey and stim them in the bunker. So here we go, my medevacs come out. I get siege and siege mode. I get siege tanks in siege mode immediately. And I have just enough Marines to fill up both of these and have enough to prevent from counterattacks. So from this point on, I'm going to get my third, and I'm going to keep producing siege tanks, and I'm going to do my drop. So here comes my drop, and as you can see, it's producing 3 spine crawlers in his main, which is kind of weird. But it's not going to be enough. I have 1-1, combat shields, 2 medevacs, and stim. Just those spine crawlers will not be enough. So as you see from here, I'm getting my third, and I'm doing my drop at the same time. Now once again, this Zerg was greedy. He was trying to pump nothing but drones, and now he's panicking and playing terribly. Now, I'm going to get this lair, I'm going to get this spawning pool, I'm going to get this extractor. And he's going to be so far behind, there's nothing he can do. All because he played greedy. So as you'll see here, you're going to have plenty of minerals to throw down, a ton of racks, get an armory, add on 1 or 2 factories to pump 3 fac siege tanks. And you're going to be able to produce medevacs here. So from this point on, you're going to be able to play extremely standard and safe, and you didn't really take much of a risk, you know. If he wasn't playing greedy and he had tons of units ready to stop your drop, just don't drop it. Load it up, take it home, get your third, and play standard. If he was playing greedy, you're going to do tons of damage and most likely win the game. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this as there's not much more to see. I'm going to get a huge supply lead and push out and pretty much kill him. And as I said, I play extremely sloppy, especially after I kill that lair. I pretty much just stop trying as I know I've won the game, which is something you shouldn't do. You probably should never stop trying, but unfortunately that's something I do sometimes. So I'd like to note a couple things. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And in the future, if you subscribe and watch my future videos, I'm going to do some kind of a contest with the comments. I don't know if it's going to be an hour of coaching or some kind of a prize, but I'm going to be doing something with the comments. So if you want to subscribe and check out my next videos, that would be nice. I also want any comments you can do suggesting the kind of next video you want, any criticism, any suggestions, any positive thoughts. Any of that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching this video, and as you see, I have 166 supplied to 93 supplied. He has a handful of Zerglings and Banelings, and I have 8 tanks, and there's really nothing he can do. I have 3 fac siege tanks pumping. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 racks with reactors just pumping non-stop Marines. I have great upgrades. I'm getting my 2-2. I have my Ghost Academy in case of infestors, and there's nothing he can do from this point. He can try this counterattack, but I'll just pull back and kill it, and I win the game from there. Now, I'm going to cut this video off a little short just because YouTube has a time limit on your uploads at 10 minutes. So there you go. Thanks for watching the video. Comment, subscribe, do whatever you like.